Tade, robo dakika nafika sahi. Nimejipinja bana simu mavila kibao nimejaza kwa tele. Mali ni shiti
all the way in Switzerland. You're tuning into the Black House Fire Radio. You're listening to the African Diary Show with Captain. That's it.
kama glasi tunagonganisha, sai kama wada tunafuatanisha, sai kama msoka tunapagawisha, sai kama glasi tunagonganisha, sai kama wada tunafuatanisha. Kama msipakausha, kama ni mbosi bai, kama na seti ni ngwai, kwanza baadaye kidai, kama ni sai, nataka sai, makali napiga kachai, sina deni ndo ninajidai, zikwa kama risolai, plaga nafika tisai, sezi nashika design, machistu ndo minadai, sesa ulianza ragalini, sai, sesa chochoma kalini, sai, kama kufanya nafanya kama mstali ni nini unasema nani, kama ni kucha michezo kachini, na wakanyaga kanya sinani, shari manyani bang, daba ni kali na bang, na wanyuri na swag, but na stack the bag, tunaunganisha, sada tunafuatanisha, sai, kama msoka tunapagawisha, sai, tunaunganisha, sai, kama wada tunafuatanisha, sai, kama msoka tunapagawisha, sai, Danda uti aji, nana akomaji, amata timra, ngoja nipike sai, chumboke mevai tupige sai, jambi meshika walai, nana nisakita sai. Sai, robo dakika nafika sai, nimejipinja bana simu mavila kibao nimejaza kwa tele, mali ni fiti kitu legit, shukisha bacha safisha sim, raga ni king, masala medin, me and my team, we eat to win.
Yes, a very good afternoon to everyone who is with us. Karibuni sana to another episode of the African Diary Show. I'm hoping that your Thursday is going on great and that you are doing well as well. Karibuni sana once again. My name is Katie, and of course, this is the Black Hot Fire Network, and this is the African Diary Show. In case you're new here on the African end of Africa, the day-to-day life activities of Africa, and the breaking news happening right here in Africa. Shout out to Helen, I see you in the building. Karibu Sana. Danston, I see you in the building. Samsi, I saw you and I still see you. You're saying, hey, you look gorgeous today. How's your day coming along? My day is good. And niko na homa kidogo. I don't know if it's a cold and ugonjwa yenye ijajitokeza, but yeah, I'm great. I'm doing great. And asante sana. I think Judith is with us in the building. Karibu sana. I see Kelvin Chege. Shout out to you. And to all those who are just joining us, Karibuni sana once again. My name is Katie and Karibuni sana to the African Diary Show. Let's talk Africa. Let's discuss Africa and see what is happening in Africa. Make sure you are tapping the screen. Make sure you are interacting with me and do let me know how is your Thursday coming along. Yango Ikofiti, how is yours coming along? I see Jen Sandy O is with us as well. Karibu sana. You guys tap the screen, talk to me, do let me know how are you doing and what are your contribution to our conversations of the day. On today's episode, we shall be measuring on a gold trader right here in Africa. And now I'm seeing that Africa's trader has gone to or it's going to a landscape and because there's a transformation amidst global geopolitical shifts. So that is our main focus of the day. We shall be seeing what these geopolitical shifts are doing to the gold trade right here in Africa. And other than that, we shall also be discussing about different matters coming from the African countries, of course. And I'm seeing that the World Economic Forum has identified debt and unemployment as a major risk to Kenya. And of course, we know very well that we have a huge number of unemployed people right here in Africa. And not only in Kenya. Let's talk about Africa because these are one of the biggest problems we are experiencing as Africans. Right now, we are indebted. We are paying a debt that we didn't even use, the money that didn't get even to the hands of citizens. We are also talking about unemployment. We're talking about unemployment, and this has been a major contribution to terrorism, insecurity, because a lot of people are idle and they need to eat. So at the end of the day, this is what Africa is facing. This is why we have a lot of terrorism in Africa, a lot of insecurity, yes, and safety in Africa. But we shall be getting to discuss that and see how this is affecting Kenya in large and also other African countries. I see Godfrey is saying, where is this station located at? This studio is located in Nairobi, Route 125. If you know the place, you can definitely know where it is. But yeah, those are some of the things we shall be talking about. And also, other than that, there's this mosquito that is it's so crazy that mosquitoes nowadays have names like people. Anyway, there's a mosquito called Steve. Yes, Steve mosquito is threatening malaria fight. It is called, they are saying or said to have lots of now drug resistance. So it is when you administer these drugs to people or when you take malaria drugs, this mosquito is resisting them. The mosquito is known as Steve, but this is not the scientific name. Of course, it is the name that it has been given by the researchers, but we shall be getting to see what is so unique with this mosquito that it has the potential of resisting so many drugs that are being administered to the body. But remember, I seen today also in the morning, I saw that they are batches of a malaria vaccine that already are being administered to people in Zimbabwe. And this is just crazy. It is just crazy, but we're not going to head over there. We shall be talking about different matters, and also we shall be getting to see what is so unique with this mosquito called Steve, and why is it being able to resist drugs? But I see Ian Smith. Thank you very much for the follow. I also see Calvin Kalmat is with us in the building. Karibu sana Calvin Kalmat. How are you doing? And asante sana for joining me. I see Eriko Daddy. I see Liz Mwangi is with us as well. George Gatana, and to all those mans who are just joining us, I cannot be able to mention all of you. I see we are in plenty. I see Eriko Anasema, hi to you too. I see Wendy Linda is with us. Karibu sana. Please make sure you're tapping the screen, interact with me, and do let me know what's popping with you. Shout out to Susanna Wairimo. Shout out to Big Man Kabaila and TikToker, I see you. Now we're checking in your karibuni sana. Talk to me. Tell me, where are you listening to me from? And how is your day going on so far? Yes, Kalmat Nasema Akolot. Thank you very much. And all those who are with us on to
The Black Fire Radio, and you're listening to the African Diary Show with Tade.
Yes, we started off our show with an amazing jam. That was Saita Dambi, and the jam is the Sahi Sahi or Sahi Sahi. I hope you did get to jam onto it, but we're hoping to get back to one more jam so that I be back with our quote of the day. So in case you're there, you have a quote of the day, motivational quote of the day, wise words you'd love to share with us right here. Please keep it interactive with us. Please share that wise saying that you'd love to share with us today. A motivational quote, maybe some wise words or wisdom, spread wisdom across the area. But anyway, this is AV. The jam is confession. Get to enjoy with us right here.
Oh my baby, I love this boy. Give me loving, no good from you. You see your body hiding something I never understand. I must confess, your body very offensive. It is not my defense. Defense, you. I must confess, your body not my objective. They're giving me problems, so problems. My ring, would you fly with me? International, you go there with me. But like, honey, would you stay with me? I said, no, man, you go take with me for life.
Mine is just to remind you that kindness makes you the most beautiful person in the world, no matter what you look like. So be kind. That is my quote of the day. Shout out to Japet. Japet, the show is not about me, please. Shout out to Kipandeza. Shout out to Maduva George anauliza hapa ni wapi. This is the Blackout Fire Network, media of the 21st century. My name is Katie and this is the African Diary Show. In case you're wondering what it is all about, we're talking about African people. We're talking about what is happening in Africa, and I told you let's talk Africa. Shout out to Jelimo.
I must confess, your body very offensive. It is not my defense. Defense you. I must confess, your body not my objective. They're giving me problems, so problems. Would you fly with me? International meet me, reply. Honey, would you stay with me? I said no, you go stay with me for life.
We can decide all the way. Usually it's fire radio, anything to
Yes, welcome back to the African Diary Show, and karibuni sana once again to all those who are just joining. Vivi, I see you in the building. Karibu sana. Farida, I see you as well. Eric001 na kucheki tena sana. So as we get started with our conversation of the day, I took you through what we shall be talking about today, and I want us to get straight to the matters of the day without wasting less of the time we have right here. But anyway, starting off, this is a matter that we've talked about, and I remember the first week of January. This is when we started talking about this, and this is a matter of the Somalia, so Ethiopia and the Somaliland port deal. And remember, the last time we checked, we had Somalia rejecting the Ethiopia Somaliland port deal. But in case you're wondering what I'm talking about, this was a deal that was signed between these two countries. We had Ethiopia and Somaliland coming into a memorandum of understanding and signing a deal which allows Ethiopia to borrow or to use a Somaliland, a port of Berbera. And what is happening right now? We have Somalia. Yes, remember there's Somalia, there is Ethiopia, and there is Somaliland. Right now, we are seeing, remember we saw Somalia and the president of Somalia disassociating himself from the port deal and saying that port deal is illegal. And also we saw the Somalis demonstrating against this. We also saw so many people coming against this, and we had even a minister who resigned over the port deal. So what is happening right now? Somalia has rejected mediation. Remember, now we had Ethiopia going to have talks with Somalia and Somaliland over the port deal. But right now we are seeing that Somalia has rejected mediation with Ethiopia, with the Ethiopian government over the Somaliland port deal. And why are they doing this? It's because they don't want to lend the port to Ethiopia. But what do you think, or why do you think that Ethiopia, or they are denying Ethiopia access to them? But I don't know, but most of the reasons I think why it's because of jealousy. They just don't want to help their fellow brothers and sisters. Also, there's this belief in African people, or we have this mentality of I can help you and then you become better than me. So this is what I believe they are afraid of, and this should not be a component when you are lending something to a person, because this is just stupidity. We are African people. We should be working together. And I remember the last time we were talking about now Somaliland and Ethiopia coming into an agreement, signing the memorandum of understanding. We saw a lot of people being happy about the news. We were actually very happy about this, because we knew that African people are working together. But now, unlike what we are seeing right now, we have Somalia rejecting the whole deal. We also have the Somalis demonstrating against this, and they are saying that this will bring a lot of terrorism in their country. But I think otherwise, because if we are talking about terrorism, we know very well these three countries are targets of terrorism. Yes, but what if they decide to work together? They will help curb the problem of terrorism. But unlike what they are doing right now, they are just disassociating themselves to other countries. And this is so bad with other countries. Sorry. And this is so bad. But the Ethiopian-Somalia feud continues with Mogadishu claiming its territorial integrity has been violated by the deal. As Somalia said on Thursday, there was no room for mediation in a dispute with Ethiopia unless Addis Ababa cancelled a controversial deal with the breakaway region of Somaliland. Tensions in the Horn of Africa have escalated after landlocked Ethiopia reached a memorandum of understanding with Somaliland on January that gives it access to the sea. And there is no space for mediation unless Ethiopia retracts its illegal MOU, Memorandum of Understanding, in case you don't understand the abbreviation, and reaffirms the sovereignty and territorial integrity of Somalia. The country's foreign ministry said in a statement posted on its official social media accounts. This is just crazy. Now, we have people fighting because two countries came and sat down and signed a memorandum of understanding. What is wrong with African people? Until when are we going to stop fighting over petty issues? Because we are fighting just because now we have Ethiopia, we have Somaliland and Somalia fighting over Ethiopia coming into understanding with Somaliland. Imagine, we have now Somalia saying, no, this is not allowed. We are not going to allow this. What is wrong with Africans? Why do Africans want to be always to always look different and say that they are not associated to any other while they are all black people? This doesn't make sense at all. But the comment comes after the African Union's conflict resolution body on Wednesday discussed the crisis and called on the two countries to exercise restraint, de-escalate, and engage in a meaningful dialogue towards finding a peaceful resolution of the matter. The 8-country trade bloc Intergovernmental Authority on Development is also holding an extraordinary summit in Uganda on Thursday on the Ethiopia-Somalia feud, as well as the conflict in Sudan. All 4 countries are part of the bloc, along with the South Sudan, Djibouti, Kenya, and Eritrea. So, yes, the summit has begun today in Uganda, and I'm waiting to see what they'll get to talk about, because at the end of the day, if they are not going to help these 2 countries to come into an agreement, or if they are not going to help now Somalia to calm down, this is not a meaningful talk. It is an unmeaningful talk, and this doesn't even benefit any of them. This talk should be helping it should be helping Somalia, because Somalia, this is a country we are seeing right now that has a problem with uniting. So the talk should be only focused on telling or educating Somalia on the advantages of working together as the 3 nations or as African people. But other than that, I don't know, you guys, what you have to say about the matter, because the matter or the issue is soaring right now. They are keeping it it's becoming a very big role. Somalis are outside. They are demonstrating almost every other day, saying no to the deal. So at the end of the day, something has to be done. Somebody has to do the talking and talk to Somalians or a Somali to tell them, calm down. We need to work together as African people, because this is why we have all the resources and they are on African land. So if we're not able to use them as Africans, this is when the Europeans comes and steals the resources. But anyway, talk to me. Do let me know what you think about the matter, and also do let me know how you feel about the whole situation of Somalia, Somaliland, and Ethiopia not being able to work together just because of Somalia. Remember, we are active on our WhatsApp number 0705 428 388. Yes, 0705 428 388. That is our WhatsApp number. Talk to us and do let me know what you think about that. Shout out to Sassy Girl, I see in the building. Keshi, I see in the building. Asante Sana for joining me. But remember to interact with me right here. We're taking a short commercial break. I hope you'll be back with me right here. And remember, this is the Black Hot Fire Network.
Windy Springs Water Refill Station. Quench your thirst the sustainable way with Windy Springs Water Refill Station. Are you in search of pure, refreshing drinking water that's both convenient and affordable? Look no further than Windy Springs Water. You gotta go to destination for premium purified drinking water. Call 0742-143869 to stay hydrated. 0742-143869 to stay hydrated. Located in the heart of Everett Center, opposite Quickmart Supermarket, Windy Springs offers variety of sizes to fit your hydration needs. Choose from 500 milliliters, 1 liter, 5 liters, 18.9 liters, and 20 liters available to refill at incredible price of just 250 shillings. That's not all. Experience the convenience of doorstep deliveries. Just call 0742-143869 and Windy Springs will bring the freshness of pure drinking water right to your doorstep absolutely for free. Planning an event or a wedding, Windy Springs caters to all occasions. Ensure your guests are staying hydrated with our quality purified water. Making your special day even more memorable, call 0742-143869 for incredible deals. Stay refreshed, stay healthy with Windy Springs Water. Visit us today at Everest, Ongata Rongai, and stay hydrated.
Yes, welcome back. I see. Man, why do you have that name? I cannot read that name on air. Man, why do you call yourself some nasty names and ugly names? But anyway, thank you very much for the compliment. And also, I see DJ Mix Alfredo is saying hi. Hi to you too. And you're saying you have a beautiful smile. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Anyway, let's continue with our show for today. This is about the mosquito that I mentioned. Yes, there's a mosquito with the highest resistance called Steve. Steve the mosquito. You have a competition right here. Anyway, there's this mosquito called Steve mosquito that is threatening malaria fight right here in Africa. And these are the experts saying, of course. But anyway, okay, you're called MJ. Okay, MJ, thank you very much. But man, that name is ugly that I can't even read it. Please remove it over there. But anyway, shout out to you, MJ, and thank you very much for joining me. So we're talking about Steve the mosquito. Steve the mosquito has been discovered by experts, and it is spreading malaria infections right here in Africa. You know, it is just crazy how these people discover different varieties of mosquitoes, of animals, or pesticides are causing diseases always in Africa. It is always in Africa. And ask yourself this question. Right now, there's these shots being given to people, and it's for fighting malaria. So why now come with that now? Why now come with a different type of mosquito and also come with a different type of ugali shots or shots? You know, that if you don't understand, I'm talking about the vaccine. Why do they want to bring it up right here or right now when they are saying there's a different or there's a new mosquito that have the highest resistance to drugs? Anyway, a new species of mosquito is driving up malaria infections in Africa, fueling a growing public health concern. The Anopheles Stephen's mosquito, shortened by some entomologists to Steve, has so far been detected in 7 African countries, according to the World Health Organization. And the mosquito, which originated in South Asia, was first detected in Djibouti in 2012. Since then, malaria rates in the country have grown exponentially. The new species has since spread to Ethiopia, Kenya, surprisingly, Nigeria, and Ghana. Unlike other mosquitoes that breed in rivers and swamps, Steve is known to be an urban breeder that thrives in dry areas. So, what is the narrative? Anyways, to continue, it only needs a bit of moisture, like water trapped in containers, tires, and gutters to survive. The species also bites outdoors during the day and is immune to commonly used pesticides. It is a threat in urban settings. It is a threat to our strategies in a place now because we are mostly using indoor strategies. It is also difficult to detect that is a very resistant. It stays in a very harsh climate and is very difficult to eliminate from an environment. Dr. Dorothy Achu, the WHO leader for tropical diseases in Africa, says. And this is just crazy. Okay, one, we have them. It is today I was seeing a report where there is administration of this malaria vaccine in African countries or in an African country. And right now, they are telling us there's a different species of, species of a mosquito called Steve that is very resistant to drugs. And they are saying that this mosquito breeds in dry areas. It only requires a little amount of water for it to survive. This is just crazy. Don't you feel what I'm feeling? Don't you sense what I'm sensing? Yes, it's an agenda to make sure that you get the shot. That's it. We shall not continue further than that, but that's it. Make sure you are careful of what you're taking in your body once again. This is a campaign. It is a campaign. You can clearly see it's a campaign. It is a campaign that they are bringing right now to make sure that you're getting the shot. So make sure you are in your body. You need to stay vigilant. You need to stay keen on whatever you're getting in those hospitals, because they'll tell you for you to be immune or for you to stay away from this disease, make sure you take the shots. Yeah, that is what they'll come and tell you. But anyway, I see PS 150 is saying designer mosquito. Yes, it looks like a designer mosquito that is very resistant to drugs. And MJ Manze, you're distracting me. Anyway, away from that, away from Steve the mosquito. This is just crazy, but before we even get away from that, just be careful. Just be careful on what you're taking in your body. Be keen on what you're taking in your body, because this is a mission. It is a mission where you need to stay awake. You need to stay vigilant on what you're getting injected with, because there will be a campaign right here in Africa and telling you that you need this to not get malaria. And last week on the Wellness Wednesday, we were talking about sickle cell anemia, and we saw that people with the sickle cell traits cannot even get malaria at all. These people don't get malaria at all. So tell me why we have African people who are very immune, but now you need the VACCINE to get or to be prevented from getting the malaria. It's just crazy. But anyway, shout out to you, MJ. Yes, shout out to you, and stop it. It's enough. Stop it. But anyway, as we get to continue to other different matters, I told you today we shall be focusing on gold trade in Africa. And I want us to head straight to there so that we cannot get to forget about the main conversation of the day. And also, we shall be talking about other different matters like the debt and the problems. One of the biggest problems we are facing as African nations. Anyway, let's head straight to the matters of the day. This is about Africa's gold trade landscape and the gold transformation amid global geopolitical shifts. And what is happening is that Africa finds itself at a crossroads of a significant transformation in the global gold trade. The relocation of Russia gold trading to Hong Kong, strategic alliance such as Mali and Russia's gold refinery agreement, and the surge in the gold prices are reshaping the continent's role in the crucial industry. But what is the role, or what is the Africa's role in the gold trade? Because I've always wondered what is our role rather than being the producers. You know, we are only the producers of gold, but what do we gain from that? What do we gain from that? What is the Africa's role? From or in the industry? I only think that our role has been producing gold for these countries, or giving gold to this industry. And then after that, what do we get in return? Poverty. A lot of poverty. A lot of fake dollars. Yes, a lot of fake invoices. And it's just crazy because last year, if you remember very well, we did an expose of gold smuggling right here in Africa. We saw how many people who are involved in gold smuggling, and nobody was arrested after the expose. We have videos, we have evidences, we have everything that you need to know that these people have been stealing. They have been smuggling the gold, but nobody was arrested. And this is where we get to a question: what is our role as the producers in the industry? Are we just producers and that is our fate? It is just crazy. It is just crazy. But I see somebody is asking, what is the solution to mosquito? Man, stop. The only solution you can have to stop the breeding of mosquitoes is avoid leaving stagnant water. These are the breeding areas for mosquitoes. That is the only way. Don't get the point. The point is there is a campaign to have you get the shot. That is what I really wanted to talk about. Anyway, I see Sham Black is with us. Karibu sana. So I was talking about Africa's role in the industry, or in the gold industry. And I was talking about Africa being only producers and not even beneficiaries. We produce, the gold is on our soil or in our lands, but what do we get in return? Poverty, fake invoices. And why is this? Because we have not stood as African people and say no to what these markets are all about. Anyway, according to geopolitical dynamics, Russian gold trading shift to Hong Kong is driven by the U.S. sanctions and the crackdown in the United Arab Emirates. This move raises questions about Africa's stability as a gold trade hub. The rising gold prices, influenced by the weakened U.S. dollar and the geopolitical uncertainty, and adds complexity to the evolving landscape. That is according to geopolitical dynamics. But why is it now that our fate as the producers is only determined by the refiners. Why is it always like that? Because we don't have our own industries. We must give them the raw material so that they go and refine it and sell it as a fine product or the end product. And this is why we have always lagged behind as African countries. This is why we are not growing as African countries, because we have always been there to help. We're just producers. We produce. We even mind for them. We tell them, go and refine it. And then they come and resell it to us. So is that our fate as Africans, as the original owners of this gold? It is so sad. But I think Hill Noah is with us. Karibu sana. You're saying hello. Hello to you too. And asante sana. Shout out to Sham Black. Thank you very much. And to all those who are with us. Shout out to Grace Mutesh. Thank you very much. And to Faye as well. So what are regulatory frameworks and local dynamics? African nations are patronizing or prioritizing compliance with international sanctions, with a decline in Russian gold entering the UAE seen as positive and regulatory framework. Transparency becomes crucial for a reliable trading partner, and a Mali-Russia gold refinery agreement signals a move towards economic growth and diversification. But up to this point, do you think that Russia are our trade partners? Do you think that we can trust Russia fully? This has been a very big question since we saw the coup in Niger, and now we have the new leadership. Do you think that these people can be our allies? We know very well that Niger, Burkina Faso, and Mali are working with the Russians. But do you think these people can be trusted? Because I have a doubt on that. I really have a doubt on that. Do you think that we can fully trust the Russians? I don't think so. But you guys, what do you think? I see MJ saying no. We also have P150 is saying, I think so. Why? Tell me why, please. So, because I don't think at this point we can trust Russia. Because tell me, the first geopolitical dynamic I read is saying the Russian gold trading shift to Hong Kong. Hong Kong. Okay, we know very well. Where is Hong Kong? Is it in China? Or is it a China on stage? Or where is Hong Kong? Of course, it has to be somewhere with the Chinese. So can we trust these people again? These people are working with the Chinese. Can we trust them again? Do you think that they are better off than the other white people or the other Europeans? I don't think so. And they have shifted to Hong Kong, driven by the US sanctions. And, okay, they have been driven to Hong Kong by the US sanctions. We know very well that China. Okay, let's just Google where is Hong Kong on the map. I mean, we know very well before we even talk things that are not factual. Anyway, let's get to see. Okay, Hong Kong is in southern China. Yeah, we know very well that China works with the US, or China was a made-up country that was made up by the same people that are driving away the Russians to Hong Kong. So can you trust these people right now? With the little we know right now, can you trust them? I don't think we can trust them anymore. And I think they're just playing games with Africans, telling you we are better allies, we can provide you with the weapons and everything. Man, At this point, I don't think we need to trust these people. The Russians, they might have done what they have done for Africans, but at this point, these people are not to be trusted. And why am I saying this? According to the only one statement we have read in the first dynamic, this is the geopolitical dynamics of the gold trade and the shift. I say the Russian gold trade shift to Hong Kong is driven by the US sanctions and a crackdown in the UAE. So there's a crackdown. They were working with the Arabs. Okay? And now the US has sanctioned where also they were refining their gold. So this has led them to the Hong Kong. Hong Kong is in China. We know very well that China is a made-up state by the same people. So are we going to trust these people? I don't think at this point we need to trust them. But I think Inquisito is saying they are better allies. Yeah, that is what we used to believe, or right now so many people believe. But for me, I think I don't believe that anymore. I think I don't want to believe that anymore. Because we can say that they are better allies, but why? Why are they now going to create a refinery in Hong Kong? This doesn't make sense. But anyway, Inquisitor is saying, are you aware of what BRICS are trying to do? What are they trying to do? Kindly tell me. Do let me know. I might not be aware. Kindly share the information. But moving on, there is a Chinese-Russian partnership and gold trading routes. You see what I'm talking about? We have the Chinese in Africa. What are the Chinese doing in Africa? What are the Chinese doing in Africa? The same thing the white man has been trying to do or has done and is still trying to do it again. But now you think that Russia is a better ally while they have a partnership and they're going to set up a refinery, gold refinery in China. But the Chinese-Russian partnership in gold trading through Hong Kong introduces complexity. African nations must navigate this geopolitical landscape to ensure trading benefits local communities. The evolving dynamics between Russia and China may shape not only gold trading routes, but also broader economic partnership. This is nonsense. A lot of this doesn't make sense. How many times have you heard people telling you that, you know, you are in a region that there's a plenty of gold, but you don't benefit from it, and now you need to start benefiting from it? How many people have told you that? So many people. You've heard this for the longest time. But have you seen it working? It's never working because it's not meant to work. So when you tell me that these people are better allies, right now, I'll say no. I'll say no. These people are not better allies. They are not better allies. But I see there's also navigating uncertainties and as a geopolitical shift, strategic alliances and local dynamics reshape the global gold trade. Stakeholders must focus on transparency, compliance, and sustainable economic development. Adapting to these changes is crucial for continued resilience and growth of the gold trade industry, both in Africa and on a global scale. So this is what is happening. We cannot trust Russia again. The moment it has started working with China, the moment it's going to set a gold refinery in China, say bye-bye to your resources. Say bye-bye to your resources. Niger, better be careful. Burkina Faso, better be careful. Mali, better be careful. You better be careful. I think Inquisitor is saying, are trading partners. It makes refining gold in China. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, since these two are trading partners, and we know very well that the plan China has for Africa is to make sure that, one thing that we don't, or we clearly don't understand about these people, they come to our country, lie to us. We want to industrialize your country. We want to make sure that your country is growing infrastructural wise. This is what they come and lie to us. Then the next move is they are giving us loans. These loans comes with conditions. The main aim or the agenda is to enslave and indebt African people, right? This is what China has come to do in Africa. And if I'm getting it wrong, tell me. And right now, you cannot trust a person, a friend, working with your enemy. You can never trust a friend working with your enemy. You can never trust a friend working with your enemy. I see Inquisitor is saying you are misinformed on what Russia is doing. I might be, but you can bring me right here and try to explain tafadhali. And also you're saying you are getting it wrong. Kindly you can request to join me and explain it to me. Maybe I might be getting it wrongly, but at the end of the day, what I'm saying is you cannot trust a person who is claiming to be your friend, but they are working with your enemies. That's it. Very simple. You cannot trust that, even in the real sense. I'm claiming to be your friend, but behind your back, I'm working with your enemy. No, that's not it. That's not going to work. This person is backbiting you, but I see Lawrence is saying we Africa generated it depend on the superpower countries to grow, so we're selling ourselves. I really don't get you, but what I'm trying to say, we were trying to get the role of Africa in the gold trade industry, and we thought the only role we have as African people is just be the producers. And I see Inquisitor, if I'm getting it wrong, you can also try to explain to us why you think that we are the owners of this gold. This gold, almost 100% of it comes from Africa, but we end up being impoverished. We end up being in poverty. We've lived in poverty for the longest time. Why is it that? Shout out to David. Hi to you too. Thank you very much. And I'm just wondering, why is Africa so poor, yet we are the number one producer to the industry, to the gold trade industry? Why is it like that? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense because we have people preying on Africa. Yes, and people who are benefiting from our resources rather than African countries. That's it. And just like I said, you cannot trust a person trying to say that they are your friends, but they are working with your enemies. That person is your enemy. That person is trying or is planning with the enemy on how to finish you. That's it. Very, very, very simple. So African countries that are working with Russia, you better be careful with what you're getting yourselves into. The first thing we saw Russia coming to Africa doing is they came, they started working with Niger, of which it's very good because it helped them with trading. They gave them firearms, and we thought that this was good until today. I saw this and I was like, nah, this is not good anymore. If these people, we thought that Russia has very big enemies, or they are enemies with the US and everything. But right now, it's not making sense with them working with the Chinese, with them setting up a refinery, a gold refinery in Hong Kong. This doesn't make sense. Don't you think that, with everything happening around us, I even tend to think that Russia was used, to get Africa just because the French were not able. Don't you think that might be the reason we have Russia right now in Niger, in Burkina Faso, and Mali? Might be. But anyway, we're not sure of that. But I told you once again, this country, you have to be careful with what Africans you are getting yourself into. We don't know really much of what the partnership is all about, but at the end of the day, it is not something good for Africans. This is just what I can say. This is not something good for Africans. I see David is saying, you always open up my mind every time I listen to you. Thank you very much. And also you're saying you are learned. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, David. Asante sir for joining me. So I think we shall close our show up there. And I bet you've learned something. I see Lawrence is saying the African leaders are turning materialistic, and no country is benefiting. Our leaders are pocketing everything. Very true. Very, very, very true. African puppets. I even don't want to call them leaders. These puppets, they always work on what is benefiting them. If it's selling out their country, they are going to do that. If they are told to export laborers, they are going to do that. Just like our president right here, exporting laborers to Saudi Arabia, to Kuwait, to Germany. This is what they are doing. We also saw, was it Morocco? Yes, doing the same. Malawi, doing the same. So at the end of the day, these people, they will do whatever they have to do to benefit themselves. This is it. That's it. So we need to stay woke. We need to stay vigilant and get to know what is really happening. And also remember, there's a new mosquito a species that has been discovered. So man, take care of yourselves. Take care of yourselves and avoid please make sure you don't have stagnated water around you. But anyway, my people, we are coming to the end of our show for today. Asanteni sana. Thank you very much, MJ. Thank you, the black golden karibu sana, and thank you very much for joining us. And to all those who are with us on today's episode, asanteni sana. I hope you have enjoyed our show for today, and I hope you enjoyed the rest part of the day. Do remember, we shall be outside with the word of the street, and if you join us on YouTube, you will get to enjoy a stroll with us in the streets of Rongai and talking or getting to interact with the people of Rongai. So please, you can go, in case you're there on TikTok, you're not subscribed to our YouTube channel, please make sure you run to Black Hot Fire Network. Yes, Black Hot Fire Network on YouTube. Please make sure you subscribe, hit the notification bell so that you are aware whenever we go live. Asanteni sana once again. Enjoy the rest part of your day. And in case you're in Rongai, tukipatana na wewe kwa street, please don't run away. Talk to us. Say hi. Say hi to us. But anyway, kwaherini. Enjoy the rest part of your day.
Greetings and salutations, Matthew. Thank you, Robinson, all the way in Switzerland. You're tuning into the Black Hot Fire Radio, and you're listening to the African Diary Show with Tade. That's it. Stay tuned.
Oh my baby, I love this boy. Give me love, you know, put on you. It's your body crying something I never understand. I'm confess, your body very offensive. It did cut my defense, defense you. I must confess, your backing on my objective. They're giving me problems. Ride the ring, would you fly with me? International, you go take it on me. Would you stay with me? As I know, you go take it for life. I need